How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Thank you to all of you who turned up to my stream yesterday. We actually had an amazing stream. So for those of you that do want to, hang out and stuff, we do hang out normally on Fridays at around 7, 8 p.m. my time. Sometimes it does start a little later, depending on how busy I am. But love to have you along. It has been, so far, pretty awesome. But in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is, of course, the Phil Spencer article, the Phil Spencer interview with Jez Corden, where he dropped quite a few things in that discussion. Now, as you can see on screen right now, Clobril has more or less summarized everything that went on in them. There was some other stuff that also was mentioned, some, business stuff and whatnot. But for the most case, we are now in a place where Xbox has come out and made a statement and spoken about where they want to be, where they're going, and what their plans are when it comes to the Xbox console. And for most of you out there that were concerned regarding Xbox being still relevant come 2-3 years down the line, or for the next generation of Xbox consoles, which are planned for 2028, more on that in a little bit, there is, of course, now some kind of reassurance, some kind of safety net, which in all honesty wasn't even needed, because there was no way that Xbox was going third party, despite PlayStation fans begging for them to go third party so they can get all their games. All I'm seeing on Twitter right now is people begging for Microsoft to go third party so they can get Game Pass onto their PlayStation Store, so they can... I'm not joking. If you just go online, you'll see it all over the place. Now they're attacking the Microsoft mobile store, where they're looking to open their own platform so they can avoid that 30%. And why shouldn't they avoid that 30%? At the end of the day, they've got their own infrastructure to host these games. They've got their own, servers. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Essentially, you pay 30%, so that publisher, like, that platform, say Apple, Google, they do all the hosting. They provide the server space. They provide all the update space. They provide that service for 30%. That's how it works. But if you can do it yourself, why not? It will be an uphill struggle, obviously, because they'll need to convert people from the Play Store, from the Apple Store, over to the Windows Store. But it is something that is coming along. And hopefully, good luck to them. It will actually work out. But, of course, let's just look at the bullet points here and talk about what transpired in this interview. But before I do that, do consider leaving a like. It does really help the channel grow. It really helps the video get recommended to other people. And of course, it helps, me. If you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. We are almost at 6,000 subs, which is my next milestone, and my Christmas milestone, which we will be ramping up very close to 7,500, or at least 7,000 would be great. If you want to support me further, you can do that through my Patreon, YouTube members, and of course, super thanks with the red button click at the bottom. Thank you very much to all of you who do support me further. It really does help just improve production. We did buy a new mic, we did buy a new camera, so all of it does kind of help with providing better content and a better delivery for all of you. Now, as we can see here, we've got no plans to bring Game Pass to PlayStation or Nintendo. Now, of course, PlayStation and Nintendo wouldn't allow it anyway. That said, it's no secret that Microsoft did approach Nintendo and PlayStation in the past to put it on there, and they both denied it. They both blocked it. I think this was like in 2022 or 2021. So there is that, of course, and this is what now the articles that you're seeing online, that Xbox tax that we're talking about, now they're trying to diminish Phil Spencer's words by saying, hey, look, in 2021, you turned around and said this, so we don't believe you. Of course, the fact that strategies can change, the fact that perceptions can change, directions can change, is completely irrelevant to anything that's going on here. The fact that something was spoken 45 years ago has to be gospel and has to be the course of action that they have to follow. This is why people say there is an Xbox tax, because at the end of the day, no matter what comes out of the horse's mouth, not the pony's mouth, the horse's mouth, it doesn't matter. These articles will just, these publications, journalists will just go with whatever they want to go with to try and create a negative picture to get those clicks, to get those, upvotes, whatever you want to call them. And it's really goddamn sad, right? But it is, I'm seeing it already. It's happening. And when people turn around and say, there is no Xbox tax, it's not about the reviews. This is the Xbox tax. You've just heard the CEO come out in an interview, turn around and say, it's not happening. I don't care what Stuart said. It's not happening. And it's still not enough for these people. But anyway, he wants the Xbox console players to feel great about their investment now and in the future. That is obviously the main goal here, because the console is, I mean, Game Pass is the platform, but that platform kind of lives and dies, in a sense, by the console. The console needs numbers. The console needs to sell to get more games on there, unless Microsoft's going to continuously pay out of the pocket to try and get those exclusives. So it's good that, he is seeing that the Xbox console is at the center of everything, even if right now Game Pass is the platform and PC, cloud, and the Xbox console is the accessories to the platform. But at the end of the day, the console is at the root of everything, because that is the main focal point. That is the first point of call, especially when it comes to third-party publishers when they're looking to make games for Xbox, because then that will potentially go on to Game Pass. There's a hardware roadmap, so we can now know that there is going to be either 2028 console. We already know about that. That's already in the works. Whether this means that there's a refresh happening in between, potentially. I don't think there'll be a power bump with the new tech that's currently being unveiled and utilized by developers. It does look like there might not be a need for a mid-season refresh, so we'll see. There's a service roadmap, which is cool. Maybe there's even a roadmap for improvements to Xbox achievers. Now, this has been something that people have been kind of on and off about for quite some time, and they've been wanting updates to the achievements to kind of look, I guess, a bit more like the PlayStation one with trophies. It's give and take, right? They copy them, they copy them. It's all fine. It's all fun in games. Roadmap for the Xbox family plan still exists. Now, this is actually a big one, because the family plan allows you to pay a certain amount of money every month, and then you can get 4 people onto that plan. What this means is if you can get 4 people to pay, split that cost between 4 people, you're actually saving quite a bit of money per month, and you actually don't pay as much. Though overall, Microsoft are actually making more money, not through individual accounts, but from that one family plan. The idea is for this is to be within the same household, but most people will probably get 2 or 3 friends and basically do it that way. So, it's good for the consumer. There are nice benefits to this. So let's see how that goes on. Recognizes Xbox is now sitting on many interesting IPs, and they're sitting on a metric ton of IPs. It's all about finding the right teams being passionate about reviving these worlds at the Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and Activision Blizzard. We haven't touched every franchise that people would love us to touch. Banjo fans, I hear you. And one thing Phil said in his interview was that when it comes to him teasing a game, like he's been teasing Guitar Hero for quite some time, it's not an empty tease. He's not just saying that for the sake of it. What he's saying is, these are on the cards and in the plans. It might not be immediate, but these are things that he wants to bring. And if he wants to bring them, as soon as the right team comes along, development will begin. It's that simple. So the fact that he's actually now mentioned Banjo, you can pretty much assume it's confirmed that at some point a Banjo-Kazooie game is going to come to the Xbox platform. Of course, we were talking yesterday in the stream how Xbox needs like a mascot. We know we've got Master Chief, but having like one for, the younger generation, Banjo could be that person, right? Could be that avatar. And, if it does well, if it's designed well, if it looks great, if it plays great, who knows? It could springboard into something that's quite phenomenal. We also have Game Pass allows Xbox to support different kinds of games, which we know the variety on Game Pass is insane. Different size of games, name drops, Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Grounded. You'll continue to see that diversity in the future. Now, the problem here is, despite Phil Spencer coming out and saying all of this, as J-Rock has said, and if you go check out his Twitter, you'll see the narrative has already shifted from Xbox going third party to Xbox going out of business in 2027. It's literally all over the pony's social media. You can't escape it. They've all now shifted You know, it's like they all came together in one conglomerate room and decided, right, you know what? Hey guys, look, Phil just came out with this. Our plan for third party has gone out the window. We need them to go. We need a new narrative now. Can we go back to the whole 2027? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. But what about the fact that they're releasing a console in 2028? Yeah, but they don't need to know that they're releasing a console. If we keep on going with that 2027, maybe it will kind of wear them down, and it might happen. I mean, this is, I'm assuming, how their brainstorming sessions go, because you've got to be completely and utterly crazy at this point to think that Microsoft is going to leave the gaming industry at 2027. Of course, there is more. There is an equal likelihood of Sony going out of business in 2025 as Microsoft going out of business in 2027. Neither of them are going out of business, by the way. They are both bogus. They're both fine. But we are still seeing the notion that people want Microsoft to go out of business, and Microsoft, in terms of the gaming industry, to leave. They are ridiculously stupid for saying such things. They have no comprehension of how much damage that would cause to the gaming industry, and I really wish these people would gain at least a few semblance of brain cells and actually stop being a lemming and start actually thinking for themselves logically how much damage this could cause to the gaming industry. It's quite drastic, right? It's not a joke, but people will, these ponies will be the ponies, right? They'll still go with that mindset thinking that they are correct. Of course, Microsoft also wants to go into the mobile business. They've bought King, which was worth, valued at around 20 billion of the actual purchase price. And of course, they've got big games like Candy Crush. They have Call of Duty Mobile, and they are looking to capitalize on this and make, more mobile games with the actual franchises that they have. Now they have like a complete plethora of, franchises at their disposal, something that they can just pick up. They've already got Diablo Immortal. It's crazy, right? They could do like a Crash mobile game. They could do like a strategy Starfield game. They could, the possibilities are quite endless in just how far they can go. They could even turn like Hi-Fi Rush into a platform mobile game. I mean, we're seeing like the games like The Division Resurgence, which is absolutely great, by the way. It plays so well, and it's full 3D. I mean, it's phenomenal how far mobile gaming has become. It's no longer this, tic-tac thing that we used to get back in the old days of Snake. Technology has advanced far enough where you can actually get, AAA gaming on a mobile device. Fantasian is another one, which is, a phenomenal RPG on the iOS arcade, and, one that, unfortunately, anyone not on the iOS platform can't play, but it's a really good RPG, and one that, shouldn't be scoffed at. But at the end of the day, we've got it now. We've got the information, and despite the fact that the ponies want to damage control, collaborate together, and release, post after post that 2027 is back on cards, the copium and deceiving is quite real, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. But we've heard it from Phil. There is no plans to put the game, put the service on. There was in the past, I'll give it that, because they wanted it to be everywhere. And in terms of what Tim Stewart said, I honestly see this as Elder Scrolls Online, potentially World of Warcraft, Diablo, Call of Duty, Overwatch, maybe even Halo Infinite multiplayer to try and expand that reach. What I'm saying is those service games are the ones that they are looking to potentially put everywhere else and get those onto as many screens. The single player games, they are going to remain exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem, as has always been the case. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I will see you in the next one. I think this is all great. Xbox is going in the right direction. They have come out and clarified, which is something I wanted them to do. Phil Spencer immediately came out and made that clarification with Windows Central, with Jez Corden. So, good stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's game on, and onwards to the Game Awards so we can see exactly what this big announcements that Xbox has is coming, because I'm expecting big things, considering they are the ones that hyped this up. They are sending emails out, so let's see what's in store, and hopefully whatever Sega has in store, I know this has nothing to do with Xbox in general, but Sega has been sending out letters and, mail to people saying, make sure you turn up to the Game Awards. So what is it that Sega's planning? Who knows? But it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 500 like challenge is in play. See if we can get closer to that 6,000 subs. Don't forget you can support me further through my Patreon, YouTube membership, or super thanks. Thank you so much to all of you that do choose to support me further, and hopefully I'll see you in a stream soon. Right, that's it. Remain legend.